See that millions of years in one picture? No, it's not. That's a muscle, my friend. That is biological tissue. 100% guaranteed. This is not some kind of layer after layer after layer. Absolutely crazy once you see the things that I have shown. And this right here is a bilipid layer. This is a membrane. And in between is the separation between flesh and something below, whatever this is. I'm telling you, this is way out of control. The earth is made of these creatures. The creatures that cover the earth are the earth. And it says that in the Gospel of Thomas. It says the earth is made of creatures. The earth is a carcass. It's exactly what it says. Okay, my friends, as I said, I am in touch with people all around the world, and this was Jacob Anderson over in Denmark sent me this and said, what do you think? And I have been looking at it, and I think a lot. Now, as you can see, these are all virtually the same. They have that same little line, that same little structure, the same little line, same little structure. Now, what else do they have? You see this right there? Watch this. You see this? You see that? It's like somebody sewed them. I think I understand exactly what this is. They're all the same. Now, at this point, they have what I call the abrupt transition. Now, what are we looking at here? This is going to be a basement layer. All right? You're going to have some form of attachment into this basement layer by these, which I believe are fibrils that attach to muscles, and they break flat like this because they are going to attach to sarcomeres, which are little flat blocks, and they've eroded away. Now this is about as easy as it gets. Now this talks about microscopic anatomy, the tiniest little areas, and you saw the bundleish looking things, and well, this is just gigantic compared to where they were. This is the muscle fibers are way down into tiny little fibers, and we think that the creatures we're dealing with are just, you can't comprehend them. So what it is these form a microscopic layers layers of connective tissue, generally extend beyond the fleshy part of the muscle and go down into the bone, forming a thick rope-like tendon, and that's in the middle of those round circular things. Now, fascia is a layer of thickened connective tissue that covers the entire muscle all the way out like this, and it's all eroded down to the last piece at the tendon. Now, it covers the entire muscle and is located over the layer of epiphyseum, and it also makes up the tendon that connects to the periosteum of the bone, which is the outer layers. These are, now, I think I can show you a little bit better anatomy of how these sarcomeres are little blocks. All right, it's something like this, where this comes down and locks in down here somewhere and anchors into a bone. And we could see there was like a little layer like this and a complete split. I believe where this went into wherever the bone was, that little, and it's split right off at the end. These little packages here. All right, and they work themselves away from each other. I don't know. It's a little tricky, but I guarantee you it's anatomy. There's no question about that. And that I believe it's bone underneath. It sure looks like it to me. All right, there's different types of muscles in your body, and you know, smooth muscle is like in your intestines and so forth, and cardiac muscle, it does this, and they don't really anchor anywhere into bone per se. However, skeletal muscle, totally different situation. You have these fibers, which we showed, that eroded. They were laying upside down this way, and they have to anchor somewhere. They anchor. They don't just lay in here and there's nothing at the end. So at the very end, they anchor into the bone. That's what we're seeing is that last piece, and it broke off. I mean, you could see they're layer by layer by layer. I pretty in tune with this stuff, and that's my estimation of it. I think somebody have to look and to see what is the basement layer, what is the actual fibril attachment, and what is that top piece, and you can see the inside of it. It's obviously biological. You know, if you look at that, this here, I mean, I don't know where this is. Somebody just sent it to me. I think I mentioned his name, and I don't know where it is or what it's all about, but this looks like almost like it's a fleshy part that surrounds where the tendinous material comes up. And these are all identical. They're all the same. There's no difference in any one of them. So this is not erosion or just accidental. And you can see they come up with this little mound, and that's where the attachment comes. And then I showed this. Whatever this is here, I've seen this many times in the muscles that I have that are at the end, where I call it the abrupt transition, where it locks in to another layer of muscle. It weaves in like this, and they break on these abrupt transitions. I'm not saying that's what this is, but it certainly is a very similar looking. It just didn't happen by accident. Let's go with that. This is the glue that glues these implants and surrounds them and holds them down. And that's what the muscles go out this way, and the muscles contract. That's what sarcomeres are. They contract. And they contract just like in these blocks. I think I showed it. Let me do it one more time. All right, see, this is a muscle and a rock they're cutting up for somebody's countertops. You see, that's blood. Wherever you see the red is blood. And then there's going to be other areas. This is a tendon or muscle fibers. It's a fibrous attachment. Now, they will change to all kinds of different types of materials, and they'll look different depending upon the end conditions that they ended up residing in. Was it salty? Was it acidy? Was it a lot of transition metals? You know, and trust me, that's muscle. Get an anatomist, not a geologist. The geologist has no clue about biology, and the earth is biology. So as far as I'm concerned, we need to go to at least to a biologist, and then we got to go back to the geologist and say, hey, that is muscle, my friend. Let's talk about it in that respect, because the muscles are attached to something else. All right, I'm going to leave it at this. This is the sarcomeres. They just break and they snap right across. Now, a muscle is the skeletal muscle, which has to be anchored. It has to be anchored somewhere. It originally goes from the muscle through the tendon into the bone. Now, where we were on that other fiber, I think we were at the bone. So we might have been at the tendinous into the bone. I don't know. But this is how they end up. They all break the same way. They break as absolute flat as a pancake, abrupt transition. They all do.